Yes, hello everybody. Today it's going to be only me. Unfortunately, Maria, my good friend, Miss Kelly, couldn't make it today. So it's only me, but it's on a topic that it's, in my opinion, very interesting, and it puts more questions than gives answers. However, I think I will touch a very interesting topic that it's in the mind of many of you. And the topic is, if you have a business, an online business, a B2B online business. So you are in the sector where you have a professional service that you are selling. You don't sell, I don't know, makeup or fitness tips. You are an accountant, you are a salesperson like me, you are somebody that offers digital marketing services. You offer a, a business to business product, a software solution, for example, a professional service. What can you do to promote your business? And the question is not for big corporate that has a budget of hundreds of thousands of euros to spend to promote their products. I'm talking about regular people, small businesses. What can you do to promote your business? So I want to share with you my experience, and I can tell you what certainly doesn't work, what works partially at least, and my thoughts on how you could improve your engagement. um, so I'm open. If you want to write me something on the chat, go ahead. This live stream is streamed on live on LinkedIn and live on my YouTube channel. So let me start first with this. I'm 56 years old. When I was younger, when on my 20s, on my early 30s, advertising was a topic that had a big issue, and the big issue was the uh, the secretness, the obscurity of the results that come out of an advertising campaign. So to give you an example, you put like a big banner, a big poster in the street, and you hope that people will see this poster and are going to buy your services or are going to visit your store. You couldn't quantify that. It was impossible to quantify the results compared to the money spent in advertising. And then came the online revolution, the internet, and then everybody, people like me, said, wow, that is fantastic, because now we will be in the position to measure, to quantify, to see what works and what doesn't. But I think on purpose, things are even more obscure than they used to be in the past. Let me give you an example. When I first came to Spain, I was living back then in a small town called Pamplona in the north of Spain, and I created a Facebook page that gave information to residents of this little town. The intent, of course, was to sell advertising, to promote businesses, and so on. So I created this Facebook page, and the criteria, the strict criteria that I put on Facebook was that this page should be advertised. So I paid to advertise this page, should aim specifically people that live in this city. So everybody that didn't live in the city was out of my interest. I was posting 3 times a day on this page. So I had a morning post, a midday post, and an evening post. And I started, and let's say in the first, when I had 100 subscribers on this page, the morning post had, let's say, 5 views, the midday post had 20 views, and the late night, the evening post had, let's say, 10 views. 10 visits. Okay, when my page had 1,000 subscribers, so 10 times more subscribers, the morning views, instead of 5, they were 7. The midday views, instead of 20, they were 24. And the evening views, instead of 10, were 13. So although I increased 10 times my audience, the views didn't increase proportionally. Quite the contrary. The increase on the views was minimal. So I investigated, I dived in and I investigated. And what I saw is that although initially people that lived in Pamplona were invited to subscribe to my Facebook page, after a period of time, after 1 month, 2 months, they started to invite people that visited Pamplona in some point in the past. So I started to see that I had subscribers from Venezuela, from the United States, from other places around the planet, which of course had nothing to do with the city. That is how crooks work. That was my Facebook experience. Now, let me give you here some information. If you have a B2B business, the only social media that you can advertise is LinkedIn. Maybe there are some other local social media, for example, like Xing, which is the equivalent of LinkedIn for Germany, a platform that is, through my experience, it's a crooked company. Don't go to Xing. My experience was a horrible experience. Those guys, they will do anything to take your money. But the big player, of course, is LinkedIn. Now, LinkedIn, I have over 13,000 connections on LinkedIn. Over 13,000 connections, right? Not followers. Followers, I have more. And it's logical to think that if I post something, I mean, I think it's logical. I might be naive, but that is, I think, what most think. That if I post something, this post of mine will be shown on the wall of 13,000 connections that I have. Am I stupid? Maybe. I'm too naive? Probably. It's not being posted to 13,000 people. It's being posted to your inner circle, and a LinkedIn algorithm decides how big that is going to be, of 30, 40 people. Now, if you want to post on LinkedIn properly, that means that you're going to upload a video that, not a link to a video, but the video itself with a text, with hashtags. Somebody like me, that I have my personal page, my business page, and I am subscribed to 100 groups, where you can post to 20 groups per week, but you have to go to each group to upload your post. A post, it's going to take you, if not 1 hour, maybe 40 something minutes, right? For one post, to do it correctly on your personal page, on your professional page, and on the groups with hashtags and text. I know people that they post like 3, 4, 5 times a day. My question is, I work also. I have a work, I have a business to run. I'm not there to do posts all day. And okay, let me do the posts all day. Do they reflect on the increase of my business? The answer is no, not even close. So is it worth it? The answer is simple. It's not worth it. Who wins out of that? LinkedIn does. LinkedIn does. You don't win. Now you can tell me, Alex, but you can have a personal assistant and she can do the posts. No. You can, but in reality you cannot. I have a personal assistant. This lady happens to be in a different country. For her to post on my account, I have to give her my personal details to her, which is something that I don't do with I'm not happy to share my password. But even if I share my password with her, LinkedIn will be in the position to see if you log in from a different location, and it's going to ban, close your page. You're going to have issues. If you use an automated tool like Dripify, again, you might get issues. Or you can do it the proper way, the legitimate way. So you're going to have to hire somebody else in your account, which you need to go professional. So you're going to go from the 84 euros that you pay per month to 119 plus add another account. So instead of spending 85 euros a month, you will spend 250 euros a month to have somebody do this post for you. And the cost is not that high, but is there return on investment? Is there return on investment? My answer is no, there is no return on investment. It's not worth it. Now, I decided to post once per week. 99% of the people do not post not even once a week to have a presence. But to see it like as a business practice to increase my traffic, it doesn't work. Now, let me go in some other points, and I'll be glad to hear from you if you think I do something wrong, or if you have something else to propose that you think it can increase the traffic. If yes, please let me know. I will share this information on the live stream. Google Ads. Do Google Ads work? For my business, Google Ads work very limited, and I will tell you why. One thing is you search to find my service, and you find my service, and you land on my webpage, and you navigate there, and you decide to contact me. And another thing is I will put a banner in front of you, and you will say, oh, that looks interesting. And then you're going to click and come to my page and request to have a communication with me, to contact me and have an online call with me. It's not the same, because the product that I sell is a complex professional product. It's not a product that you're going to buy compulsively. So Google Ads, too expensive, very low results. LinkedIn, for some communication, it's useful. For research, it's useful. But to promote your business, no good. No good. Now, does YouTube work? Again, I'm skeptical. Not really. Now, let me tell you here another thing that you need to be very careful. You will see that there are many professionals online, speakers, for example, celebrities, advertising, this, that, do that, talk, create content creators. Those guys, their work is to be a speaker. That's their work. Now, do I confuse you with what I say? So you would have expect, for example, you are the sales manager in a company and you sell a specific software solution. I would like to hear what you have to say, me. But this guy has a work. He's not a speaker. That's why he's not so famous and so dedicated. The speaker, it's a speaker. It's like an actor. You want to learn how to become a soldier, and you hire, I don't know, Rambo, and you bring him and he talks to you. But he's an actor. He's not the real soldier. That's what a speaker is. That's what a celebrity is. Those guys, their work is to speak. They don't know the work, because the guys that know the work will not spend time They don't have the time to go and become famous on LinkedIn by posting 6 times a day, every day. So be very much aware. Be very much aware of those guys, and be very, very much aware of different communities. I've been in a variety of different communities in Barcelona and international. They are for the sake of creating this show, but nothing comes out of the show. It's the show for the sake of the show, and those people make money of that. That's what they sell, but there is no substance. No. What does work? What does work? For me, what worked all these years till a certain extent, and I will explain why. What worked for me was SEO, search engine optimization. SEO that I created myself by chasing low-hanging keywords. When I learned how SEO works, I created content on my website. I learned how to use the titles, the subtitles, the links that every article needs to have inside. So I learned all that stuff by myself till a certain depth. I'm not a marketing expert. And I chased low-hanging keywords. For example, I have a sales outsourcing consultancy. The keyword, of course, sales outsourcing, it's a difficult one. I come for this word in position number, I don't know, page number 5 in Google. But if you put, for example, sales outsourcing Italy, Germany, then you will see that vParagon comes in the position number 1. Now, how many are the visits for those low-hanging keywords? Not many. But if you have many of those keywords, then you're going to have enough visits that are going to generate enough traffic to have a business. Of course, SEO takes some time. And my feeling is that the world changes. AI contributed negatively to this change, because now with the press of the button, you can have a perfect article that works only for SEO purposes, an article that nobody reads. The article that you create via AI that nobody reads reduces the value of the article that you're going to write yourself, because the competition increases and real content gets lost. Now, I'm talking about all these things about with consideration on monetizing your business, what works and what doesn't work compared to how much time you invest, right? So everything it's related to how much time and energy I invest to my work and what I get back. And my opinion is that 90% of social media, websites, techniques, and tactics is simply BS. It doesn't work. Now, SEO, I reached a limit. So I came to a point that I am in the position where I am. I cannot surpass that. There seems like there is an algorithm behind that regulates how much traffic I'm going to get or not. Now, professional SEO, through my research, it's also very difficult to find, because either it's very expensive and the results are not guaranteed and are long-term results. So you're going to start investing. How much money do you have to invest? 1,000 euros, that's not enough to find a proper company. How much money you want to invest? 2,000 euros? 3,000 euros? For how long? For a year? Will you see results? Will that cover your return on investment? Or you can hire maybe a company that is going to charge you much less. Many Indian companies are out in the market that they charge you very little, but the service that you get, it's also questionable through my experience. So I had an experience that was not the best. So that's the situation. I will be glad to hear from you guys. You can email me at info@vparagon.com if you think that there is something that I miss here. If you can propose a technique, a way to increase realistically, not in theory, in reality, sales, and be please specific for which companies, what is the method that you will use, what results should somebody expect. So you can email me, and I will be very glad next time when Maria is here, also in 2 weeks, to invite you in our live stream, and you can show us and explain to us exactly what we can do. So thank you.